Our healthcare system just isn't working. We're spending more on it than any other country in the world per person, and we don't get good outcomes for it. And so we really need to do something major to look at it and make sure that people can get health care, make sure it's affordable, and that some portion of our population is not getting rich off of health care.
So I'm a nurse, and I have my doctorate in nursing. And I really am passionate about healthcare and seeing the patients that I take care of. I work in a mental hospital now, and seeing the patients that I take care of. Some of the big beautiful bill is going to really affect them and their level of care that they're going to be able to be given, and that's what I'm really concerned about that. And we already have a mental health crisis in this country as it is, and seeing this is going to really affect it a lot more.
It just seems like a win-win if we could make insurance for all and make everything more affordable, because in the long run, when people do not get treated, things linger, illnesses get worse, they become more debilitated, and all that just does nothing but add to the overall burden, especially financially, and the taxpayers wind up paying for that. It doesn't go away. The taxpayers wind up paying for it, and we do increases who can afford insurance, it increases those rates.
You know, with healthcare prices going up, I understand that healthcare, even for senior citizens, are going up. That's one big issue. People are not seeing that in the state, actually in the national level. And the State House has a lot of bearing on healthcare. SNAP, there's so many things going on right now, and we need to come together and vote this next time. Just vote.
As a human being, I believe that one of the things that scares me the most at nights, it's the global warming crisis we're facing, and we're gonna face very strongly in the future. And I'm not only worried about myself, because that would be very selfish, but I'm also very worried about my children and my grandchildren and the very, very future generations that are gonna populate this world in the future. And I'm gonna try my best to do the best I can for those generations, but I think if we all join together and unite towards also like keeping this world alive, because there's no politics without a world, right? So yeah, that's it.
I do like to breathe, and I do like to drink good water, and I don't appreciate how they have let those go. And I don't appreciate letting off big pharmacies. I'm ticked on that, and I'm also a farmer. So I don't appreciate them putting all of this stuff on me, and where in the Sam Hill am I going to spend? Where am I going to send my corn? Where am I going to spend, where's my soybeans going? I mean, am I going to even have a chance to break even this year? Or am I going to have to reach into what little savings that I have to pay the guy that does my farm?
I'm very concerned about the separation of church and state, and that the amount of money that's being sent to these schools that are private schools, that are basically parochial schools, and to the detriment of our public schools. And I think that it's a real shame that all of this money is going to these church-oriented schools, and we're losing our music programs, we're losing our art programs, we're losing all the things that made our public schools strong and viable, and the Republicans are very much trying to make this a theocracy, not a democracy.
I was a special ed teacher for 15 years. I did not ever meet one child that wasn't special to me. Their voices can't be heard, and they need to be heard. This state, this country needs to protect everything they can for special education. Because 15 years ago, I needed much, much more. And so now, every day I get up and think, oh, I should go volunteer. Because I'm sure teachers are really under the gun now.
I am worried for Indiana and for our nation because our greatest strengths are being undermined one by one. After World War II, we understood that our growth and our strength was, a lot of it was going to be based on science and technology and being leaders in those areas. And that impacts us economically, it impacts us healthcare-wise, it impacts us in so many ways. And right now, I feel like the gains that we got from Dick Lugar and Mitch Daniels and Evan Bayh and all these guys who focused so much on trying to prevent the brain drain that was happening in Indiana, in technology, in biology, and all of these areas, I feel like it's being undermined and being reversed. And right now, I work for a company that's dealing with computers and stuff like that, and so many of our clients were so concerned about the tariffs. So many of and I've seen students who are going out of state because they're so worried about what is going on. But the tariffs and all that really have impacted small business. And so all this growth we did in technology and biology and all this stuff, we can't go back. They're reversing it, and other countries, I'm sorry, I'm going on and on and on, but other countries are going to step in and take over where our strengths used to be.
The algorithms are important, and people only see what the algorithm wants you to see. And once you sit down and have a conversation, people realize they're actually much closer on things than they realize. And I think we need to take a step forward and be good neighbors to each other and try to solve these problems and not just rely on our legislator because they are our voice. But if we're not bound together, they won't know what we really want.